Shaun, how you going, man?
Good, mate. Good to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah, been a listener of your podcast, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, I just saw like some other local boys hop on. I'm like, what's this about? And,
Yeah.
give it a sus.
Yeah, well, no one else was doing it, so...
Yeah, no.
That's not the reason I was doing it, though. I kind of, I wasn't like, oh, no one else is doing it. This is my niche.
Yeah.
But it was more like, I just like having yarns, and I live down here, so I don't get to see a whole heap of gigs, because I went to a gig last Saturday. Oh, fuck. Yeah, it was the Pincer gig, and I went to that, and that's just a trek.
Yeah.
You would know.
It's a mission.
Yeah, it's a fucking mission. And then by the time I got home, it was like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And then I've got kids, they get up at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I was just fucked all weekend, and just from going to a gig.
Yeah.
And it's not like I played. I didn't even drink. I had like a couple of beers, that was it.
Yeah.
And I was fucked.
Yeah,
and,
mate, tell me about it. I'm up there like every weekend fucking doing something, whether it be drum and bass or a gig or whatever. But yeah, the gym I go to is up in Aussie Park as well, so I'm up there literally every day.
Oh, because you do jiu-jitsu or something, no?
Yeah, MMA,
the
whole kit and caboodle, yeah.
Bit of a jack of all trades.
Yeah, master of none for sure. Getting there, come on.
So you compete in that, do you?
Yeah, jiu-jitsu. I've had a few boxing fights. Gonna have a Muay Thai fight in the first quarter of this year. Yeah, I should have competed more, but yeah, I don't know, when you like to party and you're involved in the music scene and stuff. Like,
because don't you have to kind of you got to kind of look after yourself a bit when you're competing? You got to Because I used to live with a guy, and he was right into jiu-jitsu. He goes that Gemina or whatever.
Yeah, Gemina. Yeah. What, in PK?
I think so. Yeah,
that's where I started. Yeah,
Andy McDonald.
Andy, nah, doesn't ring a bell.
No, okay. Yeah, he's been going there for a while, and yeah, I remember he just used to go and trying all these diets, and then you would go try to let's go get a fucking feed or some greasy shit or whatever, and then he wouldn't, and then he'd have all these real weird restrictions.
It's brutal. It's depressing when you're like in a calorie deficit for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And yeah, especially when all your mates like going out and doing things, and you go to a gig and you're not drinking, you're not doing anything. It's just like, fuck, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
But then you win, and it's like, yes, I am the man.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but it's like anything, easy come, easy go. If you want something that's good, that's rewarding, it's always going to take a bit of sacrifice. Otherwise, nothing good comes easy.
Yeah, for sure. It's that slingshot effect.
Would it really? Yeah, exactly right. So, because going back to how I started, this was actually because I think I was like looking up your band, or it was your band, and then a couple other Perth bands like Dark Matter and that, and I didn't know too much about them, but my bandmate, the other guitarist, he's kind of knows about you guys. He's a lot younger than me. He's like 26 or 27. I'm 37.
37?
Yeah, 38 next month. Yeah, fucking
looking good, mate. Looking good.
Yeah, thanks. So yeah, I'll still pass for a fucking 21-year-old probably.
Yeah.
If I have a bit of a shave. And but yeah, so I was like, I'd heard of all these Perth bands, and then I'd just started the band, kind of our band, and we'd played like gigs for a year or two, and I didn't know any cunt. It was hard to get gigs, and I was like, I don't know how the fuck you even get to know people around here. It's like there's like a kind of like a little circle of all these bands that kind of know each other. Maybe they went to school or something, but I don't know anyone. And then I was like, I can't even find any info out about these bands. And like, you look them up, it's not like you just have a Wikipedia.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I was listening to music. I'm like, man, this is some of the fucking coolest shit I've heard. I'm like, how the fuck, like, this shit should fucking be easy to find info about because it's so fucking good. But that's the thing. It's like all these hidden gems, all these wicked Perth bands, and there's nothing about them. And I was like, man, fuck, I should just talk to them because I love a good yarn.
Yeah.
And maybe I should just fucking hit them up and see if people talk to me and shit and just have a fucking yarn, because I'm sure they want to. Well, not that I'm saying I have a big audience, but I'm sure they would like to talk about themselves, you know what I mean? Because they probably don't get the opportunity being all over in Perth,
It suits like me and us as the band to come on here after having quite a big layoff and like just explain to people like why we've had a layoff and that. But talking about the circle, like the scene sort of thing.
Yeah.
It probably like it did originate at HQ. back in the day, have you been to HQ, YMCA HQ in Leederville?
No, I haven't.
So that was the all ages venue. And there used to be a show Friday night, Saturday night, and maybe like Sunday afternoon sometimes. So there'd be 2-3 shows a weekend.
And just all young bands that are too young to play like the like amps or something because you're all under 18 or
well,
something.
everyone, but even like the straight edge crew would prefer to go there because it's like you're going for the music. There's no like drunk cunts around or anything. Yeah. So yeah, but even if people weren't into the band that was playing, people were just going like to socialize and stuff. So that's where I met most people that like from the scene. Like, I've known them for years now. I've been going to HQ since I was 14. So
how old are you now?
24.
Yeah, right. 10 years. Yeah, right.
Yeah, but it kind of died like because when we started, we were the youngest band doing it. Like I played my first show when I was 15, so we're all like 15, 16 maybe.
Was it Daybreak then?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
so
same
you've
band.
kind of been around for a while then.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
No Wikipedia.
Been around for a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know why, but we were the last kind of wave of, like, we were the last generation to come through, and after us, there was no other young bands like sort of following and keeping the scene alive. So once we turned 18 and started playing amps, I don't know, HQ sort of died. The touring, because HQ was always like a venue that would be on the touring circuit. Like if a band came to Perth, like an international band, they would play amps and HQ. Yeah, but I don't know what happened. There just wasn't a demand for it enough. Like, not enough like kids under the age of 18 were coming to shows or whatever, and it just kind of died. So
everyone got busy with TikTok and shit.
Yeah, must have. Spewing though, because it was like, it was sick.
Sounds cool. Yeah,
it was some of the best times, honestly. Just going to HQ, catching the train up to Leederville, hop off the train, it's right there. Like, just gave you purpose. Like,
things look different though, even like, because you're going back like say 9 or 10 years. Even you look back at like some of our like favorite bands from the 90s or whatever, and you see them photos and then when they were young playing gigs in like house parties and like holes in the walls and shit. Yeah. But it just looked fucking fun.
Yeah.
It's like you don't see that shit anymore, eh?
Like, I never got to play there, but they used to do like festivals that had 2 stages, like festivals. But there'd be one in HQ, the main room, and then there's a skate park outside. It's a youth center. So there's like a half pipe, and people would go in there. Like, they would set up the next stage in there, set up a PA. So there's bands playing in a half pipe. Like, it's just fucking sick. And when you're 15, 16, you're like, yes,
that's fucking cool.
I'm a part of something. This is mad. Like,
yeah, that's cool.
Especially when you don't get along with the cunts you go to school with. They're all just like bogan dickheads that play footy and ride motorbikes. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but at the time, like, the people who I knew that were doing those things, I just thought they were wankers. So I was like, fuck people from school.
I was the same when I was at school. There was, because I don't have a fucking sports bone in my body, mate. And everyone would play like footy or cricket or whatever. Yeah, I just never fit in. Ever. I was either like, I was into just listening to Pantera and Sepultura and shit. Yeah, and fucking, I was just like a fucking loser. Yeah, but you see them now, see them come up on Facebook and shit. Yeah, and they're just like
get a hobby, bro.
yeah, exactly. They're like fucking all of them. Yeah, just still drinking fucking tins of export and watching the footy, and I'm like, whatever floats your boat. But to me, I find that fucking lame.
Yeah, for sure.
But so what's that HQ now then?
I think it's
still like a youth thing, or is it shut down?
They've still got shows and stuff going on, I think, but they're more like indie shows, so they're more like that Triple J kind of crap.
Oh yeah,
right. So it's a bit more like, people used to go there and like proper throwdown, like have a proper mosh, and it was carnage in there. Like some of the shows,
now it's like alternative kind of stuff, or something.
Got shit.
It's because wasn't young Zach, the bald fella?
No,
Zach Smith. He's from Out of Myers.
Nah, I don't really know. See, I've been kind of out of the loop for the past 3 years.
I was out of the fucking loop.
Yeah, no. So I probably was in the loop, and now we've swapped over. So yeah, educate me. Yeah, I've seen because
you'd know
through listening to you.
Yeah,
I know Our Demise. That's the only.
Yeah,
that's the only way I knew them was listening to
fucking
this
legends.
podcast.
No, they're good young cunts. But
how old are they?
I think they're like I think the oldest guy, don't quote me on, is like 20 or 21 something. So they're not much younger than you, but I remember we were playing those mosh in a sanatorium things, you know, that they were doing at Vision, underage things. I remember they were playing there, and they were just young dudes, and I remember their first gigs, they were like fucking out of tune and way out of time, and it was like
perfect.
Yeah, as it is when you start out.
Yeah, for sure.
And then now I was we played a gig with them in December, and they're fucking like pro level shit now. It's fucking hell.
No,
Jesus,
that's good. Like, I didn't realize there were like younger bands, like bands younger than us, even though we're not young anymore. It's like, but knowing that, I'll definitely, chuck them on some shows and stuff, because I've been like waiting for that. I remember when we were like 15 and stuff, there were people that were like pretty sweet with us. Like, they would help us out and stuff, knowing that we're young. Like Corey Baker, who used to play in Common Bond, he plays in like he's played in a few bands. He does vocals for Closed Off, but Common Bond were pretty big.
I've heard of them, but I've never heard them.
But they're
hardcore or something, Closed Off hardcore.
But Common Bond were pretty big back in the day, especially in Perth. Like they kind of died when we sort of came around, but he supported us from day one, like being 15 and stuff. He was like, this is good, like having young dudes coming through, like, this is good, let's support this. Then you had other dudes who were like, oh, these guys are there was a band called Graves at the time, from over east. They were like pretty hyped, and
I think are they doing like a tour over here?
Yeah, they just came out of retirement, but people would just be like, oh yeah, these 15-year-olds, they just want to be Graves, they Graves worship. But it's like, dude, we're 15, fucking like.
Yeah, exactly.
Like in hindsight, it's like, fuck, we cop so much shit from like adults for trying. Like, yeah, man. It's like, fucked. We just like kept on going and actually turned into a real band, and all their bands died, never left Perth, and we ended up touring.
Well, I'm fucking 37 and doing that, ripping bands off. Still.
I always, like, after growing up and sort of realizing, like, fuck, these like 21, 22, 23-year-olds who I thought were adults when I was 15, the way they treated us, like, that's stupid. Like, like, why would you try stamp out a band like that? But I always told myself, like, if I see another young band playing some heavy tunes coming through, like, them, take them under my wing for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, where I was going with that. Fucking tongue tied. Zach is pretty new to the band, but he's got his own little side project thing. But he was part of that like mosh in a sanatorium thing, like organising it. And then he started his own thing called Throwdown or something. I think that was in Coburn or something, at like a youth centre. So I think maybe, I don't know much about it, so I could be talking out of school here, but I think he was kind of trying to do something like that, where young bands are coming in that kind of environment where it's all just young bands. Because in that mosh in a sanatorium, there was all like older guys like us and a lot of older Perth bands that might not be as active in the scene now, but will play a gig to support the younger bands. Yeah. And then there'll be one or two younger bands. But I think the thing Zach was doing was a lot more all younger bands, which is cool. You know what I mean?
No, they need the opportunity, man, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, we played one venue, which was HQ, for probably 3 years. The first 3 years was basically just at HQ. We played.
Fuck, I wish I had that when I was your age. That's so fucking cool.
But that's what the kids need. They need that opportunity. Like, without HQ, like, what are you going to do? Wait till you're 18? Like, you might lose the spark there. There's nowhere to go.
Exactly.
Like,
and that's
good on him for doing that, for sure.
How young you are, if you listen to your music, it's fucking awesome too, man. And you look at a lot of the favourite bands, and when they started out, like even Metallica, the music they were making when they were late teenagers. Yeah. You know, so you got to get out of while you're young, because fucking some of the shit, because you'd think, young people, they won't be able to write good stuff yet, or whatever. But listen, and they're like, fuck.
Yeah, no, there's some proper classic records that were written by teenagers.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
But yeah. I wouldn't have a clue what Metallica did. Like, they were way before my time.
Yeah,
like, way
yeah.
before. I remember we were tracking Acid Green, which is probably 2019 or somewhere around then. And I was tracking with Cody, and he was like,
Cody Brooks.
Yeah. Just getting, he was just getting me to like check the mic and stuff. And he's like, "Oh, just give us your best James Hetfield." I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, "Give us your what? Like who? Who are you talking about?" He's like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, man.
Yeah.
Because even like people say stuff about, say, like Sabbath or Judas Priest, and like apparently I should know who heaps of the blokes are in the band, but I don't. But it's like because like that was like probably just the era just before me.
Yeah.
Because I was born 86, and I think if you're born, like my oldest brother's 81, so he kind of knows more of that stuff, you know what I mean? I was like a couple of years too late to that one, so I was listening to like, say, Megadeth and Pantera and Slayer and shit like that.
Yeah.
So...
Mate, you'd be disgusted if you heard what I grew up on.
probably not,
Asking
man.
Alexandria, and it still holds up. I don't care what anyone says. Asking Alexandria is a dope band.
I was going to ask what your influences are, actually. Is that one of them?
No. Fuck no. No, it's just
Didn't they start out like they were kind of like that metalcore with a whiny kind of stuff, but then they went like they kind of did other shit.
Yeah.
Didn't they change their sound?
Yeah, most bands do, but
but
back
like
in the
dramatically
day,
though.
I wouldn't say dramatically.
Oh.
Nah, like Bring Me the Horizon, I would say dramatically changed.
Big time.
But they were a band, they were a gateway band, like the Amity Affliction, like back in the day was a gateway band for me.
Yeah.
In Heart's Wake, when they released Divination, like their first record, that's actually what it was watching. It was my second ever gig I went to. It was an all ages show at Metro City, not Metro City, Metro Frio. It was Amity Affliction, Chelsea Grin, Stick to Your Guns, and In Heart's Wake. And it's when In Heart's Wake first released Divination. And I just remember because they were young as fuck, and they were just stoked to be playing to such a big crowd in Perth, like in between songs, like fist bumping and shit. And I was like, fuck, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And that's when I went and like actually like started the band.
Yeah.
And fucking came like full circle because it was, I vividly remember them like stoked fist bumping and stuff and opening up the gig. And eventually we got to open up there for Polaris and Parkway Drive.
Fuck.
And so that was a proper fucking full circle moment.
Nuts, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I was like, yes, I was down there. Now I'm there.
Yeah, that's fucking cool, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's fucking wicked, man. So... Yeah, because like what you're saying, because that's, you know, where you're saying I'm so stoked on stage. I reckon like going to gigs to me is more inspiring than like hearing other music to inspire me to write music. When I go to a gig,
sure.
I feels like when I went to that Pincer gig last weekend, it's like a boot up the arse. Like, you know, because they're really good and you know, like Josh Ang I love everything he does. He's super fucking talented. And there's some other great bands there, and it's just like a kick up the arse to like get your shit together.
Yeah,
and start fucking. We're working on stuff anyway, but I'm pretty motivated anyway. But it's always like an even bigger boot up the arse to go.
Yeah, no, it is good to see the gigs like that, and you're like, you almost kind of detach from watching the band, and you start thinking like, fuck, I need to get to work.
You're analysing and shit.
Yeah,
but to be honest, one of the biggest inspirations, man, for writing our new stuff is your that song "Fracture" by you guys. Man, I can't understate that enough. Overstate it, whatever the word is. As soon when I heard that song, because I just checked this out, I was like, fucking, who are these guys? And that song, man. It's fucking one of my favourite songs ever.
Fuck yeah.
Yes. Not Blowing Smoke at Race. It's a really, really well written song.
Yeah.
And it's like everything I like in a song, or like a lot of the big things I like in songs, like rolled into one and really well written. And I remember when I was a teenager in the early 2000s, I was listening to like Limp Bizkit and Linkin Park and stuff like that, and heaps of new metal stuff.
Yeah.
and not saying stuff's new metal, but it's got that same vibe. When I heard it, I like, man, I just got nostalgia. I was like, man, this sounds familiar to me or something. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no. 100%.
And I was like instantly inspired, man. And I was like, fuck, this is the shit that, because I haven't listened to a lot of new bands much because I just get so fucking bored of the same deathcore thing or the same whatever the thing of people doing the same fucking shit. And so it was something fresh. I was like, fuck, man, this is so fucking cool. And then I started working on a song straight away. And I even called the song Daybreak. It's not called that. That was just the working title.
Yeah.
Because, and I'll show you it after. It's nothing like your stuff, but it's definitely hugely inspired.
Yeah,
but,
mad.
It's I just wanted to tell you that song is fucking so good.
Yeah,
and can I say that you sent me some
snippets? Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah, and that new stuff you sent me.
Yeah,
man.
no, I'm here to talk about the record. Yeah, for
cool.
sure. Yeah, no, don't beat around the bush there. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Well, I just had that playing. I was playing the COD online, and I just had that cranking in the theatre room while I was playing some Call of Duty, and I was like, fuck. And I messaged my bandmate Sam that introduced me to you guys. And I was like, man, I'll just fucking listen to some of the new Daybreak stuff. And I was like, man, it's like album of the year for me already.
Fuck yeah.
It's the start of the year.
No,
but it's fucking really good. It's just so different. And the first track, I can't remember what it's called, whatever the first track is on that Dropbox file.
The softer one?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the name, but they all had weird names, demo names, I guess.
Demo names for sure. Diabetes.
Yeah, that made me laugh. But it's one. It sounds like, because I've ever since I was a kid, I was like obsessed with because I grew up watching 90s movies, so I watched like Blade Runner, Terminator, all dystopian, futuristic shit. And the soundtrack for Blade Runner is like one of my favorite sounds. All them soundscapes that guy made. I can't remember his name now, but and then as soon as I heard that, I was like, fuck, man, this is exactly like the Blade Runner shit. And I was like, instantly, I was like getting like chills. I was like, man, this is so fucking cool.
That song actually, that was the easiest song to write on the record. Like that, we wrote that in 2 days. Like me and Ethan, it was like a Friday night and a Saturday. And it just came out like.
Is Ethan the guitarist?
Yeah. He's, but he does all the production and stuff as well. So he produces for a bunch of bands in Perth.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, he's got a studio.
Yeah, cool.
In Aussie Park, which is like next to the gym, which is handy for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, me and Ethan and I sync hours and hours in the studio together. So like he doesn't write a demo and then send it through to me and I write lyrics. We do the whole thing together.
Yeah, okay.
So so I get a fair bit of influence on the music, which I like, even though I can't write music for love nor money.
In which way do you contribute? Like how?
Mouth to guitar, mouth to synth. Like,
So
sit there with him.
Like, so does he go, hey man, I've got these fucking bunch of riffs here? And
Not even.
Will he program drums as well? Does he do that?
Yeah,
just for so you can get the beat of it going?
Yeah, he does all that. But we sit there and we're like, all right, we sort of want a song, and we'll pull up a song that we like from a completely different genre, and that's how a song is birthed. We kind of get a vibe, we literally take inspiration, and I feel like that's what you should do. Like, especially if you listen to other genres and stuff, make sure it's an applicable genre. Get that song, put it through the heavy music filter, which is the band. Yeah. And that's how we kind of get these unique sort of sounds. Like what we've got out so far is not that unique. It's pretty like run it down your throat, fucking meat and potatoes metal. But the new stuff is like, a bit more sophisticated, but that the working title for that song you're talking about is Boots and Cats. Can't even remember what the inspiration was, but we just wanted to write a more like ballady track. So we'll never play that live. No way.
Unless, I reckon you could if you got a longer set, like you got like an hour set or something. You're on like a big thing where you could.
It's just not the vibe I want to bring to a live show. Like I don't want to, because it is a darker song, a slower song.
Everyone get their lighters out or their phones. Put your torches on your phone.
But even like the lyrical content's pretty dark on that song. So I don't want to like bring that energy. Like I want to fucking bring the party, you know?
Oh fuck! Sorry, there's a bit of a tangent. When I saw you play with Confession, fuck, that was fucking so funny when you come out on stage in that puffy jacket and them sunnies.
My missus, pink speed dealers.
My fucking my wife's fucking she was there. She never comes to shows really.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know much about the scene or anything. She doesn't give a fuck about it, to be honest. But I bring her along and she's fucking love you dudes. And then she's like, and then she's asked, when are you getting that guy from that band that was wearing the puffy jacket? And I said, I've fucking been hitting him up, so we'll see. And then I said the other day, I was like, oh yeah, fucking he's coming on, so I'm fucking stoked. And she's like, oh yeah, that was so fucking funny. Like, yeah, that was entertaining, man.
Yeah.
All of that was fucking so fucking cool.
Yeah, no, because been taught, like, Kraft has sort of been messaging us for a while. He's known about us for a bit, so and yeah, we've got like mutual friends and stuff. So
you know, like Lindsay Seeley and that, do you?
Nah, not really. No? Just Crafter.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, he hit us up. It's so informal how he asks you to play a show. He's like, messages the band Instagram. He's like, you guys want to play a gig on the 16th or something? And yeah, we had no new music out or anything. We weren't supposed to be playing shows, but we just thought it was that funny that he messaged us like that, and we responded like, for you, uncle, anything. And so I've got good banter with Crafter. So
I've never met the guy.
That whole night in the green room, just having proper banter, and he's into like the UFC and footy and a bunch of other things. So he can just spin a good yarn. He's a true Ocker bloke, you know.
Yeah.
And which is like rare in the scene, but yeah, I was like, you best bring. I was razzing him up like before the show. I was like, you best bring your A game because we're gonna smoke you. Talking all this shit to him, and then he was stood side of stage right before I walked on, and I knocked him on the shoulder. I was like, "Oi, Kraft, I watched this." Had the puffer jacket on, the pink sign. Billy walked out onto the stage and just started talking shit. That
was fucking good.
Good time.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
can't always take it seriously.
Nah,
just fucking
definitely
your
not.
vibe at the time.
Yeah.
I think the next show I came out in a fucking white cowboy hat and did the same thing.
Do you have like a closet full of outfits?
No. Not at all, actually. No, I get one piece of clothing. I'm like, yep, that's it. But yeah, the last show we played, I dressed normal. It hasn't been a staple of my career wearing stupid shit.
What was the last show you played?
So again, we haven't been playing shows because we kind of feel like we haven't deserved to play a show because the set that we've been playing, we've played it to death. But we've been playing like a few of the new tracks, but you don't want to be one of those bands who plays a set full of new tracks. So
we've been doing that.
Yeah.
Because I got sick of our old shit.
Yeah,
I was like,
it happens. That's why we don't play gigs.
Yeah, well, that's the thing because our sound has changed very dramatically. I don't know if you've heard any of our stuff, but we had a song that was like 220 BPMs, all tremolo pick shit, and it's really fucking fast and heavy, real thrashy. And then the next song was like had heaps of synths and piano in it, and was more mainstream, I guess. And that's kind of the direction I wanted to go. Just pull it back a bit and make it a bit more accessible, easy to listen to, and more fun to play, really. And so there's just this dramatic fucking contrast. And so when we play live, I was just even feeling just playing it, just going, these songs back to back doesn't work.
Yeah.
So we had to chuck some new songs in there, but no one knows them. Not that anyone really knows our songs anyway, probably, but it's just, we shouldn't be doing it, but it's just like we get asked to play gigs and we're like, it's fucking been a while. We hadn't played a gig in like 9 months.
Yeah.
So,
It's
so probably
exact
fucking
same as
should.
us.
And it was with some good bands, so yeah.
Yeah, we got offered main support with Kublai Khan, so can't say no to that.
That was at Lynotte's or something, wasn't it?
Linnets, yeah.
Linnets and Lynotte's.
Yeah, Linnets Lounge. Fucking not my favourite venue in Perth, that's for sure.
No.
Bring back amps. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Fucking.
It's weird where you got to leave all your gear there.
Yeah, fucking just out the back, just outside the toilets, like no green room.
Yeah, there's nowhere to warm
tiny.
up. You just stand there with your guitar.
Man, I stood up the back in front of the toilets doing vocal warm-ups. I'm like, this isn't rock and roll.
What do you do for warm-ups?
I went through, because I would, on tour and shit, I'd blow my voice out pretty bad, especially like not sleeping properly because you're driving from city to city. And when you're not getting like proper deep sleep, like your vocal folds aren't getting like proper rest. So, and you're drinking and doing
all the bad shit.
Yeah. So I blew my voice out pretty bad a few times. But went through David he sings for a band called Bellhaven over east. He's like a vocal coach. So back in the day I was like, oi, help. So I've got custom sort of vocal things where it's just on my
cool.
Dropbox. He's like, it's him talking to me. He's like, right, Shaun, this is what we're gonna do. And
Yeah,
just
our
follow
vocalist
along.
has the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's handy. So do
Yeah.
those. But yeah, sold out show at Linnets with Kublai. It's got to be done. Like,
Yeah, that's cool, man. They're a cool band.
Kublai.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're cool. I hadn't heard of them before that show's announced.
high testosterone band.
Yeah, it's like hell fucking caveman, alpha male.
yeah. But dude, yeah, he's got to be the best, one of the best frontmans to ever do it. Like,
Yeah.
some of his banter on stage, some of his pit calls and stuff, is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, right.
Literally comedic gold. And dude, his voice is just like, what the fuck is?
He sounds pissed off.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that.
100%,
Though. I love
bro.
that.
Yeah, that's what I kind of tried to mimic my low tone over back in the day, because like obviously from 14 to 24, your voice changes a bit. But
Yeah.
at one point I was like, yeah, I want to try go for a bit of a lower thing. And that's like my normal tone now.
So have you ever had an instrument, or you just always did vocals, or like were you just screaming along to stuff and you're like, oh, I reckon I could probably do this?
Yeah.
Is that kind of
Yeah,
how that come
literally.
about?
I tried to do there's a Asking Alexandria song called Not the American Average that was big back in the day, and there's a big line that goes, you fuck like a whore. Terrible lyrics, but classic, like fucking that era, like just talking about bitches and shit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And yeah, I made the tone over that line, and I was like, holy shit, I can do this.
Yeah.
Instantly started a band before I was like any good. I was like, yeah, I can do it now.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Fuck yeah.
yeah,
How did you start the band then?
So there was a guy who I knew from primary school who was at that gig I was talking about earlier, and we're kind of with him. He played
HQ
guitar. No, that In Heart's Wake, Amity Affliction gig, the one that like kind of inspired me. And I was there with Brody Wilson, who went to the same high school as me. He was like one of my best mates, and a couple others. And I was like, right, you guys are buying instruments. Brody, you're learning to play bass.
Did we just become a band?
Yeah, literally. So they bought instruments, and we're like, fuck, we need a guitarist. So Brody put an ad up on Gumtree and found our old guitarist Blake, and just linked up through Gumtree, and he was like our age, like saying, like just lived around the corner and stuff, just like
That's cool.
a match made in heaven sort of thing. And yeah, that was the humble beginnings. But Blake, because I told my mate Lockie, who was there, buy drums, and obviously you can't learn drums in a month.
Nah.
And Blake was like, oh yeah, I've got a mate Sam who can play drums, and actually knows how to play drums. So we're like, all right, Lockie, we'll just use Sam until you like learn to play drums. Never happened. Like, so yeah, Sam's been around ever since.
That's cool.
My best mate.
Yeah, that's fucking cool, man. I'd love to meet the rest of the fellas sometime.
Ethan would be a good one for you, because I know you like to nerd out. Nerd out about the synths and shit. I'm not your guy for that, but he is a proper nerd when it comes to like music production and shit.
Yeah,
like,
right.
He studied composition for a little while at Whopper and stuff. So like,
I'd love to pick his brain then.
Yeah, he can let you know what's what for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's what I need, because I've always done things. I don't really know any other musos kind of thing. Like I've always kind of been a bit of a just stick to myself, and since I was probably like, I don't know, 13 or no, 15, 16, something like that. Just always like wrote my own music by myself, just listened to it by myself, and showed like my mum or something, you know. Yeah. And like no one really gives a shit. My mum does, she shows interest, but no one else in the family really cared. So I was just never had anyone to bounce shit off, and kind of just made my own shit up, and then I've never really had anyone to kind of pick their brain on stuff. So
that's unlucky.
I just still found my way with a lot of things, you know. You figure shit out.
Like you probably
Internet's
can do
helpful
things like if I didn't have people to do shit for me, I'd be fucked. Like all I can do is make a rah sound. You know, like that's it.
The thing is, there's that saying. What is it? Innovation. No, what is it? Limitation is the mother of creativity, or something like that. If you got limits, you got to kind of innovate or something. You got to make do. You know, so
for sure.
You can come up with fucking shit to make it happen. So
and I've honestly been pretty blessed with having all my mates who know how to play instruments, and like when someone leaves, we've got someone, like we've had a couple lineup changes. Like when Brody left, Ethan was like kind of the understudy for Cody.
Yeah.
Ethan's like our guitarist, so yeah, he was working in the studio with Cody straight out of like Whopper or whatever. And Cody was pretty slammed and pretty stressed at the time, and we're trying to record this 3-track EP because we had a tour coming up with Alpha Wolf and stuff. And yeah, so we're tracking the vocals with Ethan, and then Brody was like, yeah, I'm sort of done. Like, just wanted to go work up north and stuff as a Sparky. Fair enough. And I was like, Ethan, you want to come on tour? And because he like played guitar and his band was kind of not doing much. And he's like, yeah, sweet. And then, Ethan is the man. Like,
Yeah, so he does some cool shit when I was listening to that stuff. Just and even that Fracture song. Did he write that as well?
Yeah. So that kind of underperformed that track because like we had a show coming up. It was a yearly like Christmas show with Vacant Home that we used to do at the Rosemount and Badlands. Yeah. But that was coming up, and same deal. Like we didn't have any new music, so I was like, we don't deserve to headline the main room at Rosemount. We need something out. And we had like 6 weeks or something. And so we spoke to our manager, Lee, and we were like, we want a track out. And he's like, if you want a track out, I need it in like 3 weeks. I need it by this date. And so we're like, had a bare bones sort of song there and just whipped, like just didn't do anything else, just focused on this track, whipped it out. We're not happy with the mix. Like that's what happens when you get a song out in 3 weeks. Like,
I don't think it's that bad.
It's not that great.
Yeah, but
it's lack of
I guess I was introduced to the song How It Sounds, and I kind of like the way it sounds. But.
Yeah, fair. But yeah, the music video like smashed it out. Like luckily,
that's a cool video too. Who did that?
So that's one of our best mates, David Ando.
Okay.
So yeah, he was doing like videos and stuff. Like he only just started when I met him. I actually knew a dude through TAFE who knew David. It was weird how it worked out, but he introduced me to David, and me and David just like clicked. And he was like, "Yeah, I want to do a music video," but it's like a pretty big idea, like, and he'd never done one. Yeah, and this wasn't for Fracture. This was for Godfather and older song. Yeah, and he was like, "Yeah, if you just pay for my idea, I'll do it for free." Yeah, and yeah, that's what we did. So. Paid a bucket-load of money to get this lighting setup that he wanted, and gave him his first music video. And fuck, like that dude's an actual wizard. Like, he's just gone
for a first video. That's really fucking cool, man. Yeah, that's fucking good.
But yeah, he doesn't really use a camera anymore. He does more like visual arts and visual art stuff.
Oh,
like,
okay, yeah.
He does work for so many people. Like he's done the visualizers for a drum and bass artist, like one of the best drum and bass producers. Like David makes all his stuff now. K9 his name is.
Yeah, okay.
But you see like the visual stuff he does for K9. Like,
is that just like a lyric video? Oh no, it wouldn't be. It's drum and bass. Like,
no,
so visualized, so it's got animations and shit.
Yeah. But it's just like porn to the eye. It's just beautiful stuff.
You'll have to show me after.
Yeah, 100%. But that's what we had a meeting with him 2 days ago because he moved to Melbourne. But we just like discuss what we want, and we can just basically, because he's one of the boys, like one of my best mates, genuinely. I trust him enough to just be like, David, just put the look to this album, would you? And he's like, yeah, sweet, gotcha. Yeah. And so
that's cool.
Yeah, kind of. He's got the talent for that, so I'm not going to try interject and guide him anymore.
Yeah, let him just use his creative, artistic input kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, keen to see what he cooks up, but yeah.
He's going to do visualizers and stuff. Like, what capacity are you going to use him?
So he's going to do like all the visualizer, like music videos, but we're kind of over doing the whole performance thing. The YouTube, like the YouTube hasn't always been like our biggest platform to grow sort of thing. So like we've always spent a fair bit on videos and stuff for them to do. All right. Like at the end of the day, really, it's like what people are going to see more of is when you share it to like Instagram and stuff, and on Spotify you've got that cool little visual thing, you know, that pops up.
Yep.
So I'd rather that, because we grow mainly through Spotify, to be honest.
Yeah, okay.
So thought, fuck it. Like we I don't know, performance doesn't really suit these tracks anyway.
Yeah, okay, yep.
I feel anyway, I don't really want to get in front of a camera.
There's some songs that it doesn't work with. They're really cool, but we've got some stuff like that as well. I reckon that some songs you like a video would suit this, and then others you like. I just couldn't see anyone watching something alongside. Maybe not like a performance thing, but then now that you mentioned that visualize, that actually makes me think, because I wanted to get like a lyric video or something done for one of the songs, but I'm so bored of the same fucking boring lyric videos, and it'd be it'd be interesting to see what he does, because
it'll be sick.
What if you do like lyric videos or something?
I don't know. Lyric videos that was such a big thing back in the day, but I don't know.
It's just something to put out with the song. Like,
just do a visualizer, man. I'll show you some stuff after this.
Yeah. I probably need to see the right thing.
Yeah, for sure. Just give a little environment to your track, and I don't know, suit the atmosphere of the song, and that'll do. I don't know about you, but I'm not massive on watching too many music videos these days. I just watch a few.
Depends on the band, really, and the song. And the song, it depends on the song, really.
If it's a friend's band, I'll watch, but if I know there's a new song out, I'm not chucking on the music video. I'm chucking it on in the car, like listening through my. I got decent speakers in the car.
So. My speakers suck ass.
Oh, in the car, do they?
Because I spend a lot of time idle at work, so I spend so much fucking time on YouTube. So I'm probably different in that regard, that I'd, if a band puts something out, I'll check the video, because I'd literally be sitting in the crane going, fuck, I'm bored. Let's watch this.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah, that's completely fair. So there are people like you out there, right? Need to cater to.
It's probably a minority. But everyone spends time on their devices these days, don't they?
Yeah, they certainly do.
But in saying that, like you're saying, fucking Instagram and TikTok and shit, is people don't have the
attention span.
Yeah, the attention span for to sit there watching, because the videos I don't like. I prefer to watch a band. If I'm going to watch a music video, I prefer to watch them perform. Like that's why I like all the older '90s videos and that. It's just bands just fucking rocking out in the Bay Area or whatever in the US, in fucking San Francisco.
Like live music videos and stuff,
or just them just fucking in their room or whatever they're doing, where they're fucking playing, just them performing.
Yeah, I get you.
Whereas you see a lot of videos where bands try to make a really high production video, and it's like got like an intro and acting and shit, and it's just like, fucking hell, I'm bored, mate. Like it's like I'm watching a TV show here or something.
Yeah, and it's just like a girl like dancing around and like
it's just I don't know.
Yeah, no,
and then
not into
you
it.
see some bands that they're not performing at all in the video. It's just like a little TV show or something. Or, and I don't like that. I want to watch the band playing their shit. Yeah, that's me. But maybe that's a minority there. But like going back to what I was saying with the visualizer thing, you're probably onto something there, because on Instagram, you're scrolling through, you want something that's going to catch your eye.
Yeah, no, I just like when you share a track, and like a lot of people do, if they resonate with a track, they're going to share it, and like, you just want it to, when you're flicking through the stories, whatever, you just want it to pop out. But with the social media and stuff, I'm definitely not thinking, let's not do a music video to cater to like people with short attention spans. Like, I don't fuck with TikTok. It's
not me though, mate. I can't
Chinese psyop, bro. I'm not fucking. I'm not catering to that sort of shit. Like, nah. Yeah, it's about the music at the end of the day. Like, you can do cool videos and stuff, but
you don't want something like that to dictate your creative, artistic output, do you?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I won't.
You want to do what you feel like you need to do with your music, because it's your expression. You don't want to go, I really want to do it this way, but I guess I shouldn't because it might not get enough views because of TikTok or whatever.
Yeah,
no. You want to go, I want to do this because this is how I fucking feel about it, and I really like it. And
and I don't think any band should really be catering to this TikTok generation. It's like the time you spend making fucking cringy little memes and bullshit to chuck on TikTok or Instagram Reels or anything. Work on making better music.
Because all them moments on TikTok, they're fleeting, you know what I mean? Yeah. People scroll past, scroll past, that's cool, scroll past.
Yeah, you'll churn up some digits, but are they going to come to your show? Like, there's bands out there that like are killing it with the numbers, but can't pull fucking 150 people to a local gig.
100%, because there are some bands that you see they'll pay a lot of money to get like reactions and this and that and all that stuff, and you know that's cool because I know that that's the way to, if you want to get your music out there, if you're not really well known, you don't have a big fan base and you want to get your music out. I know that a lot of people, young people, watch the reaction videos and that kind of stuff, but then they'll release another video and they don't put that same amount of money into it, and the next one flops and they're like, oh, what happened? It's like, because they're not organic views. That's like propped up by money. It's not really an organic following of people coming and checking you out. It's more like it's just views from someone else's channel.
I think like the most reliable sources of growing your band is making good music and spreading it through a good live performance, like playing a lot of gigs, and like,
I think networking too, like just going to gigs as well.
Yeah, for sure. But like playing a gig, even if you play to 30 people, like 40 people, like if you play a gig and making an impression on these people, they're going to go tell a bunch of people. So like people end up hearing about your live show, and if your music's good, like word of mouth is going to spread your music, and that actually lasts on people. Like if people are just kicking back, having beers, or like they'll chuck on a song, what's this song? That's how music spreads. You don't like, and that's how you make proper fans and stuff.
I agree with you, man.
You don't make proper fans through like shitty little fucking 15-second like meme reels, whatever the fuck bands are doing. But
I know what you mean. I 100% agree with you. And them fans that are watching your reels, they're not going to go buy your merch.
No, exactly. But I've seen some bands like Alpha Wolf, who were tiny back in the day. Like they were just kicking around for years, not really doing much before. Like, well, they were doing a lot, playing a lot of shows. A bunch of promoters wouldn't book them because they were kind of edgy at the time. And they just grafted. Got Scotty, started writing better music, and they just pumped their live shows. Like they played everywhere, and obviously the music got better as well. And they were staying active on the socials as much as you have to, but they weren't like losing their dignity in the process. You know, they're not like catering to some like
still keeping it real.
Yeah, keeping it real, just letting people know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they're fucking massive now. They used to be playing a HQ to 75 people when they came to Perth, and now they're playing to 10,000 people all over the US. Polaris, like we met them when we first went over east when I was like 16. James, who plays in our band now, but used to be like our tour dad because he's a bit older. He used to like drive the van and stuff because we couldn't hire a van. He's a photographer. He knew Polaris.
What's his last name?
James Killian.
Yeah. I've been he's in Vacant Home. Yeah, because I was messaging him on Instagram because I like his photos. Yeah, and we're going to get some more photos.
Get some. He's the man.
And we want to get a video done. And I like what he did with Dark Matter.
Yeah.
And I was like, might have to hit him up.
So, James is the man. One of my best friends also. But he was taking pictures for Polaris, met Polaris. This is right when they were about to explode or start their run towards the top. But they would come to Perth, and because we met them there, I hit them up. I was like, "Oh, do you need a place to stay when you're in Perth? Because that's what bands do. They sleep on floors and couches and shit." So picked them up from the airport when I was like 16, 17. 17 probably. Yeah. So they used to stay at mum and dad's place in Carnup.
Oh, that's when they cool. How much older than you were they?
A fair bit older.
Oh, okay.
But they just liked the banter of our band because we were just like a bunch of young boys like fucking about, like had good banter with them.
Yeah.
But the first time they came over, they were playing to 150 people at HQ, 200 people at Amps. Now they're fucking the biggest band in Australia. Like, and that didn't come about from them catering to like social media. No. They were good people. They made good tunes, and they played a tight live show. That is why they're successful and nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree that that's definitely part of the formula. We need to definitely get on some more shows this year. For sure, because we only played, I think maybe 2 shows last year in Perth, and then we played a couple over east, and then we found that our Spotify numbers and just our Instagram like engagement grew as soon as we went over east.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because we found when we were playing over here, we kept playing with the same fucking bands all the time, and playing with the same people. You always see the same people at shows, and that's cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm fucking grateful for anyone that comes, but it was needed to get to new people, and I found it. We were just getting so stale, and going over east definitely helped a little bit. So we're going to try maybe do that again this year or something like that. And
for sure.
Get on some better shows too.
A lot of bands from Perth, like 98% of them do not make it out of Perth. Like, and like when
it's expensive.
Yeah, it is expensive, but you can make it work. Like first tour we did was 16, and like it's not like we were offered a tour. Like we couldn't play any other venue other than HQ, and all these bands. Like we went over east the first time, and I just booked it myself. Like I hit up a promoter I knew through the internet, Ash Hull. He owns like he runs like Grayscale Records and stuff now. That wasn't a thing back in the day, but I just knew through the internet that he was a promoter. I hit him up. I was like, do you have anything for us? And he's like, yeah, I can chuck you on Invasion Fest. And then we've got another show like the day before or something. And they were both all ages because we couldn't play 18 plus venues. So I was like, sweet, that'll do. There's 2 shows in Melbourne. Who else do you know is a promoter on the East Coast? Like asking him, and he's like, all right, go speak to this dude. Hit that dude up. I was like, what do you have for us? And he's like, all right, we've got this show and this show. Sweet. Who else do you know? And just like, just sorted out a run at the age of
go-getter. That's good.
16, like played a bunch of all ages venues, fucking, just flew over there. You don't pay for accommodation. You just kind of, find out people through the internet who put up bands and stuff, like kind of get involved in the scene. So that was an absolute blast. That was the most fun ever. Like at the age of 16, like the biggest hurdle for me was, for us was convincing our parents to fucking let us do it. Your
parents would have been freaking out, eh?
Oh, horrible parenting. Just like letting the boys hop in a van and drive up the East Coast. Like fucking hell. But a wicked time. But like from doing that, we played Invasion Fest, which is like a pretty decent show. We were early on in the day, but there's some proper bands playing Invasion Fest. Like Polaris played it that year, Ocean Grove, Justice for the Damned, Alpha Wolf played at Graves at the time.
So there's a fair few.
Yeah, and they all grew, and so meeting those people then, it was like, cool, we've got contacts now. So when people come to Perth, they're going to put Daybreak on a show, and when we got to a reasonable enough level, it's like we need an opener for a tour. That's how we got tours. And like if we just sat on our ball sack in Perth for fucking 4 years and waited for a tour opportunity, like it's not going to happen. You got to prove to these bands that you're worthy of touring, and like you can do it. You like you can be professional enough to go over there and sort yourselves out. Like if you just sat playing 2 venues for years, like why? Like even if your tunes are good, like why is someone going to come over and be like, oh yeah, come tour the East Coast? Like you haven't done the work to earn a tour.
Exactly.
And like we ended up getting some like pretty decent tours with like Polaris and Alpha Wolf. Like pretty decent. Like for us at the time it was great. But kind of felt the resentment from like other bands in Perth, the same guys who were like knocking us when we were 15, and we've kind of surpassed them.
Leapfrogged over them.
And now they're like, oh yeah, why are they getting this?
Oh, they
like,
would have paid to get on that.
Yeah, just shit like that, like fucking. But no, just did the work, didn't listen to any negativity, just sent it, bro.
Just do your own thing, eh?
And after sitting on the sidelines, writing an album, scrapping it, writing another album. So we've been doing fuck all since the start of COVID, really. Like I'm not expecting us to now, because we've got no momentum. Like that's fact. I'm not gonna lie about it.
He's got a bit of staying power, though. You know what I mean? Like if you just come and announce something, I think people are waiting. People come out of the woodwork, and
for sure. And if the music's good, that it'll pick back up. But I'm not expecting a band to like chuck some tour again. Like we've lost that. So we're going to have to go over and do it ourselves again, which is fine. And the same thing's going to happen.
Yeah.
I know the formula. So yeah. But now that we're a bit older, a bit more professional, the tunes are better. We're adults now. Like I'm sure, it'll do a lot better.
Yeah, you have different opportunities now.
Yeah, the key is to just keep the momentum, and that's it. Just keep it up.
Yeah, definitely. So what's the plan with this new release?
So we've got a meeting this afternoon with Lee, our manager, to decide like what dates we're going to release things. So yeah, we'll probably drop a few singles, stagger them out a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll speak to him about it later, but this is my rough plan. And then,
how many songs?
10.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah, there's 10 tracks on the album. So yeah, probably like 3 singles.
Yep.
One on the like announcement kind of thing and of the album, then another one, and then probably one with the last like visualizer like the week before the record comes out, and then play a I don't know how many shows we're going to play, probably like a small one off the back of like the first or second single, just somewhere we can sell out like that, just a small venue in Perth, and then once we release it, do a proper launch with a proper production and get some lights in, get a lights tech, do a proper event to show people like we're stepping it up sort of thing. Like the boys are back in town. Like,
if you're looking for anyone to jump on the show.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. I am.
Keen as fuck.
Yeah, because we've had the same fucking bands like on our headliners and shit. So yeah, no.
We'd be stoked for the opportunity for sure.
Yeah. Probably you guys, our demise. Get some fresh blood in there for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, play a show, then I shoot off to America for a month. So
what's going on over there?
Oh, it's just a family holiday, to be honest. Okay.
Yeah. Weren't you just overseas?
Yeah, I travel a fair bit.
Yeah. That's cool,
I get out there, yeah. But yeah, once I get back from that, let the album sort of fester a little bit, like let people listen to it, and then we'll hopefully do our own run over east. Yeah, from there, people will be like, cool, Daybreak are back on the map.
Yeah. Where in the US are you going?
So the family holiday is from like, we stop in Melbourne, then Hawaii, then we go up to Vancouver in Canada, then we do like a cruise through Alaska, and
fucking hell.
Then mum and dad go to like Tokyo or something. So I'm still undecided where I want to go.
Tokyo's cool.
But I'll probably go to Austin in Texas. Do some jiu-jitsu over there. Go to Rogan's Comedy Club and shit. I love like Kill Tony. I don't know if you know what that is, but
Kill Tony.
Yeah, it's a live comedy podcast sort of thing.
Oh, no, I'm not
funny as fuck, bro. If you're sat in the crane, you need some content. Watch Kill Tony.
Oh, send us a link.
It's fucking
send me a link for sure.
But but no, I did a fair bit of traveling last year because like got to the point with competing like in jiu-jitsu and boxing and stuff like 2 years ago where I was like, fuck, I was getting too emotional about it and putting too much like weight on every competition.
And getting kind of bummed out if you didn't go the way you wanted to go.
Oh, for sure, yeah. But yeah, I got to the point where like nothing was really happening for me. I was like, I just need to like disconnect from life at home for a bit and just go overseas. So I booked like a last minute trip to like Bali, even though I'd been there a bunch. But that was like my first trip as an adult overseas without the parents and stuff. So I was like, oh, like this makes me feel good. So came home, booked another trip to Thailand by myself for a month to go over there and train. So I spent March of last year over in Thailand, like training like at Bangtao with like the Hickman brothers. I don't know how much you know about MMA and stuff, but
not to be honest, not a whole lot. No.
Yeah, the cream of the crop, like one of the best gyms in the world, sort of thing.
Yeah, right. Our drummer and you would get along like house on fire. He fucking obsessed with the UFC.
Yeah, if you like metal and you like more drum and bass and the UFC, you're my guy. That's all there is to my personality is those three things. But yeah, then my brother had moved to the UK because our dad's English. We've got family over there. And so I booked a 2-month trip.
That's where you were recently, eh?
Yeah, so that was like June, July. And we went to like massive festivals, like Glastonbury Festival. It's like a 6-day camping festival, like one of the biggest in the world. Not many people know about it over here, which is weird, but yeah, that's where I really got stuck into like the drum and bass and stuff. I've always liked it and gone to shows and like drum and bass events, but yeah, it was raving our way across the UK that got me like hooked into drum and bass. And like, we're already like, you could, if you've listened to the album, the new stuff, like there's
elements of it in there.
Yeah, for sure. There's some straight drum and bass tracks in there.
Yeah, it's cool though. You've worked it in pretty cleverly.
Yeah. Well, that's the key. But like, we love band. Like, I think the best live shows I've ever seen has been like The Prodigy and Pendulum. So like, I don't know if you've seen those bands live, but they are a must. Like they've got all the electronic shit going on tastefully. And they're also playing breakdowns, and like they're just bringing the rave to the mosh, and like those two energies colliding. It's just fucking off the chain. So like we can't just keep playing breakdowns like we were. So well, you can, but like
but you're putting a bit of a spin on it, a fresh spin, which that's so cool.
Just up the BPM a little bit, and get some break beats happening, and so that was already happening. But once I got back from Europe, I was like, I need full immersion in the drum and bass as well. Like, and so that's like the first instrument I wanted to play is not an instrument, but like, getting on the decks. Because we were thinking, because like Pendulum and stuff, they'll play their live show and then they'll fuck around and play like DJ sets and stuff as well. So, and we've got a bunch of like, already got some remixes and shit in the work for some of the tracks. So
that's cool.
Being able to play like, being able to tap into that like pendulum-y sort of market and stuff, people that like the kind of blend, and there's a market for it. Like Pendulum are a massive band, and they've got new tracks with like Donnie from Bullet for My Valentine singing on it and stuff.
That's cool, kind of crossing the genres.
Yeah. And it's sick. Like it is proper mad, and when it like seeing it live, it's epic. So like we can play a show and then be like, cool, we're going to this after party now. Come watch a DJ set. Fucking, it's different. Like, that keeps us more active. You can't just play like a show in Perth every weekend, and there's a massive drum and bass scene in Perth. So
is it? Yeah, right.
Like, being able to tap into what's going on in your area is like important as well. Like, a lot of bands, they'll say like, I don't really listen to metal anymore. I more listen to trap, and I'm sort of like trying to use trap influences on your music and stuff. I don't, there's not a big trap scene here for it. So I've seen certain bands play, they're a heavy band and they'll play a heavy set, and then they chuck the trap song in the live set, and the energy just goes drops completely. But
we
at one of our shows we covered Voodoo People by The Prodigy, the Pendulum remix of it. You would know the track if you heard it, but like the energy of the room just lifted, and that's what you want if you're sort of chucking another sound from another genre into your set. You need to make sure that it matches the energy of your set, if not brings it up, you know?
That's a good idea. Okay. Because there's stuff that you sent me. I can't say I've really heard anything like it. It's really fucking cool, man. I'll be keen to hear the final versions of it. Definitely, and to hear it live. Definitely, it'll be fun, I reckon. Yeah, mate, I'm buzzing. Like, after 2.5 years of working on it, like we haven't really sent it to many people. So like sending it to you, because like we're kind of on the eve of getting to release it and stuff. Hearing your feedback, it's like, sick. Like, all right, cool. Like it hits how we want it to hit. Like But it's not like we've completely detached from our old sound. Like we've got. No, it's. I reckon it sounds like an evolution. Like because if you listen to say that Fracture song, this just sounds like an evolution of it. It's not like fuck that's that and that, and they don't really fit. It's actually like, that's actually sounds like a logical kind of step. Yeah, and we've you kind of set yourself up probably without even knowing it. You know what I mean? Well, no, it's just like the natural evolution of like us writing. It's like because we never used to be too synth heavy, but I was hanging out with Ethan one day, and because he's a producer, he was making a soundtrack for a game. He's like, do you want to
and we're just like drinking whiskey at my house once.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, do you want to hear it? I was like, yeah. And he puts it on, and it's like a real doomy sound, you know, like the Doom soundtrack and stuff. It's got like a bunch of those sounds in there. A bunch of like drum and bassy stuff. And I was like, bro, like, you can do this. And he's like, oh yeah. I was like, what? Like, why don't you tell me? Like, we need to do this. And from then on, we're like, started fucking around with synths a bit more. And
love them moments. You would have been so fucking inspired too. You would have been like getting ideas, like fucking
dude, it's like unlocking a whole new realm of like getting a whole new toolbox, bro.
Fuck yeah.
And thank fuck he knows what he's doing, because without him, we'd be fucked. But
so is he gonna do the mix and master and all that?
So because there's so many layers and stuff going on, there's like a fair bit of nuance to it. We've had in the past where we've sent it off to good producers, good engineers who mix and master some big stuff. But what we got back, they kind of didn't get the point. Like they kind of zigged when they should have zagged, and like missed out a bunch of crucial layers. And
if you don't have that direct line of communication to them, like you will, you know, with Ethan, then
Ethan wrote everything, so like he knows exactly
how he wants it to sound.
And we've kind of been tinkering with like the sounds and the levels and the layers like for 2.5 years. So like you don't want to do all that work, send it to someone, and for them to just like kind of chuck a what do you call it, like a template on it, and you know,
they've probably got like presets in their door, and they're just like drag and drop your track, fucking render done.
And being like a smaller band, like you've got a good chance of that happening. Like if you go to a bigger name, they're just going to go here you go, like you've got my name on it now, people like it enough, you know. But you do want that full character to come out of your sound. And like hearing the demos, what do you reckon? The production's like not too bad.
No, I thought it was actually really good. It just needs a bit of a polish. That's what I thought.
Exactly.
It's going to be what you're going to do anyway. But to be honest, there's nothing I would have changed. Like it's it sounded good. Like nothing stuck out to me that I was like, oh, I don't know about that. I thought it was really fucking cool, man.
I appreciate it. No, it's good to hear your feedback. Really
tastefully done, and just everything I thought was kind of blended pretty well, and it's just it seems like a lot of thought's gone into it, and it's like meticulous as well.
Because our music taste is quite eclectic, so just bringing. I feel like a lot of bands, like, because I don't listen to heaps of metal these days. I know every person in a band will say I don't listen to heaps of metal these days. But what they do, like, it's like, why are you in a band then if you're not taking the music that you're listening to and putting it through that filter and like hearing it in your new music? Like, I feel like what they're doing is kind of they'll take inspiration from bands who are doing some new cutting edge shit. Like you've seen it with bands like Loathe and North Lane who are developing a new sound because they've taken inspiration from other genres genuinely and put it through a filter, and that's how they've created this new sound. I feel like a lot of bands are just looking at them and they're like, all right, this is the trend now, let's hop on that. And it's like, it's got this this is a stupid analogy, but it's a good one. It's like a human centipede of bands. It's like the person at the front who doesn't have their mouth fucking stitched into an arsehole is consuming like all this music and like getting the nutrition to make something good. And then the next person in the centipede is just fucking, it's a good
analogy,
is just getting that, what they've done, and so they put it through the fucking the filter. But
and by the time it gets to the end, it becomes more contrived and more watered down,
and it's shit
and more overdone.
Exactly. So like you need to ensure that you're pulling inspiration from other genres, and just ones that are applicable with heavy music. Like,
well, if you listen to, say, I'm not going to pretend that I know anything about drum and bass or anything like that, because I don't. But if you say listen to like the Prodigy and Pendulum and that, they've already kind of they're not metal, but they kind of sound heavy as fuck.
Yeah, 100%.
They're really aggressive, and so it's kind of congruent with metal anyway.
They're next door neighbours. Like, people just don't realise that. Like, it builds up, it breaks down. Like, But I feel like if you're watching live drum and bass, there's something wrong with you if you're not vibing to it. You know, like if you go to a drum and bass gig, it's like you almost have it just takes over your body a little bit, like just the tempo of it. I've
never been, but because I've only ever seen videos of cunts like looping out on gear or something, or on drugs, and I don't do drugs. I can't. I'm not going to go into it, but I've got a lot of medical issues. I can't do drugs.
Yeah,
so
you don't need drugs, mate. Like,
but I always think everyone's off their jaw, and so I'm just
everyone is. Well, most people are. But
but I'm like, so I'm not going to enjoy it or something. But I probably would.
You will. But it just means that, like, it's obviously terrible for the brain, like taking drugs, but
it depends on the person, I guess. There's some people that take trips and fucking have like epiphanies and change their life.
But the drugs being taken at raves aren't giving you epiphanies.
Brewed up in someone's bathtub.
Everyone's stoked, so it's everyone's nice. Like everyone's looking after each other. That's where it's different to like the heavy scene. Like you get to the heavy scene, it's a lot of like straight edge people, a lot of people who just kind of stand in the corner with their arms crossed.
That's me,
like,
but only because I've got a sore neck.
Straight up. But yeah, no, that is the difference. Like you'll probably get a better yarn out of people at a metal show, but people will be nicer to you at a rave, you know? Yeah, no, I love them both.
Yeah, honestly, I'd definitely be interested to check it out just because I like checking new shit out, you know? So,
if I could suggest one thing to you is if the Prodigy come to Perth again, go watch the Prodigy because that'll be one of the craziest live shows you'll ever see in your life. Yeah. And that's something I swear by. Like the Prodigy live, that is the pinnacle of music, in my opinion. Like, but yeah, the live show, crazy.
Yeah,
like unreal.
Mine for sure.
Yeah. They've been at it for since the early 90s, so they've just refined that. Yeah. They've been around for a long time, haven't they? Yeah. Yeah. They're still going. Yeah. Playing with a band, playing breakdowns, getting a mosh at their shows and stuff. Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
That's what it's all about.
Do they ever tour with bands like metal bands or anything like that? Or?
Good question. Like,
so that'd be something good for you to do because you would fit in with a you know what I mean? It'd be like if they put on a show, a band like you would kind of fit the bill.
Yeah. Which would be incredible. Like,
and that'd be the coolest crossover ever.
100%. Yeah.
Well, unexpected too. People would be like, huh?
Yeah.
This kind of works.
Yeah. No, they've played on like festivals in Europe and stuff that have like heavy bands on it, but I wouldn't say I'm not too sure if they've toured with like more bandy people because they kind of set up the stage where they're like the band playing that night. Yeah. And then they'll just get DJs and stuff.
Smaller artists or something.
Yeah. That just from when I've seen them.
Prodigy, is it like 2 people or something? What is it?
Nah, I think there's like 4 or 5 of them. Keith was one of their vocalists.
Is one of them that died or something?
Yeah, he killed himself, yeah.
Yeah, right. Was he like blonde with like spiky hair or something?
Fucked hair, yeah.
I just remember seeing that come up on social media and I didn't know anything about it, but I was like, okay.
No, worth checking into, checking out the Prodigy. Like, you can... Yeah, a lot of drum and bass.
I've heard this stuff like they're that Firestarter song,
Yeah. Classic.
Firestarter.
Yeah. But there's a lot, if you deep dive, like there's a lot where you can just see how it can translate, like if you just flip it over. Like I
want to listen to it because I get stale with stuff, and that's why I listen to, say, your band and Dark Matter. When I show you some stuff, you'll see some influence. It's just... I don't think it's not obvious, but if you were familiar with their older stuff, you would see that there's a big difference. But it's in a way, I guess it's way of what you've taken away from other genres. I've almost kind of inspired me in that way. Just do different things.
That's what I'm talking about. The human centipede effect. You need to make sure you're at the front, taking it from other genres, not bands, you know, not
I know what you're saying, but unfortunately I'm just not exposed to these other genres, but I still like our sound, but I think I've just put a bit of a twist on it. You'll see what I mean anyway.
Yeah. I'll show you some drum and bass tracks that will make it quite obvious where you can just flip it, not songs that we've taken inspiration from, but songs that I listen to where I'm like, this could be a metal song if you just put a different skin on it. But
yeah, cool, man.
Big up the drums.
Yeah. So Ethan, has he produced any other bands?
Yeah, so they're not a band anymore, but House of Judgment.
Oh yeah.
End It All. There's a bunch of others that I kind of forget, but I think he did a bunch with Pincer.
Okay,
yeah. Jackson's other band, Remission.
Yeah, Remission. Yeah. No, that was Cody Brooks. I think.
Yeah. I think he's done some other. He's got another band as well, not Remission. Sun Eater.
Sun Eater.
Yeah. So he's done Sun Eater. A few others, but he's good. He's just not punctual. He'll just get there 20 minutes late every single fucking time.
Yeah, we just had a track mixed and mastered by Cody. We hadn't worked with him before. We were working with a guy over east. This guy Gareth Hargraves.
Yeah.
He's awesome, but it was really, really polished and really well produced kind of sound. Sounded almost like, say, Architects.
Yeah.
That kind of polish or that kind of sound on the track. And then what I liked about what Cody sent me some stuff. I think No Life is one band. It's like a Kiwi band that he was working with, and they were fucking. I loved the stuff he sent me, and then some other stuff I've heard that he's done, and then thought I'd send him a track, and pretty happy with it.
Yeah,
it sounds, because we got mixed from him and the other guy, mixed and master.
Yeah,
and it's amazing how different the track sounds.
Yeah,
it's crazy considering they're both using all the same files. I sent both of them. It's amazing how much a mix does, and Cody did his bit of a production on it. Because I said to him, I'd like to have you inside as like a producer or songwriter, just almost as a fifth member of the band. Do what you think would contribute to the song to make it better. I'm not going to get my nose out of joint because there's something in the song that's missing. I don't know what it is, but I think it needs someone to maybe put something there. And he kind of did that, I thought. And I was really stoked. So
Cody turned us into a proper band back when we were 17. He kind of hit us up and was like, let me produce you. Because we were just going through James Gillian at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And he's no producer. That's just all we knew. So, we sent Cody a track and, he sent it back. And I remember just listening to it for the first time, with a little bit of production, through, because Cody knew what he was doing. And I was like, holy fuck, this is our song? No way.
Yeah.
He's just, given it some proper tone and structured the song properly, and it's holy fuck.
Well, that's like in my old band before this band. I was in another band called Human Effigy, and we released one song, and we went to this studio. I can't remember the name of it. It's out in North Antelope. This guy Ron Pollard owns it.
No idea.
Oh, he's in that band. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're Tangled Thoughts of Leaving. They're just real proggy.
Horrid name.
It is. It's terrible. They made it up when they were 13.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrible.
I can't talk. Our name's dog shit as well.
No, I thought it's cool.
Nah, come on.
No, serious. But yeah, we went out to his studio, but he's right into they're super proggy. They play
proper techie wank.
Yeah, so we give him our song, and just the production on it was just he made it sound so raw, too raw. Yeah. It was just and I showed him some songs that were chasing that sound.
Yeah,
and then he sent it to us, and I'm like, that's nothing like. How the fuck were you listening to the same shit on CD, man? I don't know. Yeah. And then our drummer at the time, Lindsay, he was pretty well connected and knew this guy over east, Gareth Hargraves, and he's like, let me just send me the stems. And he got so shit he didn't want to send the stems, and Lindsay's like fucking. He's in RFMD, the drummer for RFMD.
Oh, Lindsay, yeah.
So he's a big cut. You don't fuck with him.
I met him that night at the confession show. I was fucking with him. I was like, yeah, I'll take you, dog. He's fucking massive. Like, probably no chance, but I'd let him know.
but it's like he's like, send me the fucking stems, and he's like, okay. So send him the stems. And
does he play drums for you guys?
Nah. We're just in that band, but now our drummer is Callum, just a little dude with the beard.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
but fucking. And he sent it to Gareth, and we got it back, and we were like, fucking Jesus, like, holy shit. I didn't know the song could sound.
Yeah.
It's, I don't have the old version because I was like, delete that. I don't ever want to fucking hear that ever again in my life. And I wish I could show you for contrast because it was just like, fuck.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, it's serious. Yeah. But working with Cody, like, especially if you haven't, like, had the experience of going in with, like, a producer who gets it.
No,
it's got to be done, especially because you know what you're doing, like on the fingers and that, like on the computer.
Don't know about that.
Like, but like going in with Cody, like you'll learn that much shit. Not that I ever learn anything.
Well, I haven't actually been in with him. I just send him all the stems for stuff. But I want to work with him
if he's open to it, because I know he's a busy boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you can get in there with him, you'll learn some stuff for sure. Like that's where. Dark Matter are basically doing their apprenticeship with Cody, you know, like they're learning how to be a band through Cody. Ethan, our guitarist, like he learned how to produce under the guise of Cody. So I think I'll definitely benefit from spending some time with him. In the future at some point, because I've never had that opportunity of like everything in the band, I write everything and do everything basically as far as like composing everything and all that. Yeah.
Pretty much, probably 99% of it. So I don't have any. It's just all me. You know what I mean? I bounce stuff off the other guys, but they're just happy with whatever I'm doing. And I kind of sometimes I want like a dissenting voice.
Yeah,
someone going, nah, man.
No,
maybe,
you need a critic. Yeah,
that's right. And I'm my biggest critic. Like I will. Yeah, I listen to my stuff so much on the way to work and at work, and I write notes in my phone and all that, and I
doing all the right shit.
And I really I'm just so what's the fucking word? Like, I just hyper focus on something. Yeah, and really meticulous with it. Yeah, and so, but at the same time, then do you get that option paralysis? You don't know which one to go with of something. You're like, fuck, I've gone in a rabbit hole with this thing. I've changed it that much. I'm lost now. And you need someone to go, right, here's what you need to do.
It's like that old saying, you can't see the forest from the trees.
Yeah, that's
like,
right.
When you're that deep into it, you can't listen to it. Like once you literally created it and you've listened to it fucking like 2,000 times, it's like, you don't know anymore. Like you need someone like saying, oh, like this is what you need to do. And it's like, oh, sweet. Cheers.
Yeah.
And
that's right.
Yeah. Just being that guiding light, but it's got to be someone you can trust and that has like a decent filter on music and stuff. And for the heavier stuff, Cody's pretty good with that.
Yeah. Cause I've sent some stuff to some people and they're like, oh, just do this and this. I'm like, no.
Shut up.
No. I'm like, all right, I'll send it to the wrong person.
Don't open your mouth ever again.
It's weird. It's because like I want some advice on it, but I want the advice I want to hear. I want advice, but just not that advice.
No, for sure. Get that 100%. Yeah. You get some advice sometimes. It's like, bro, don't just go back.
I know I was
football.
asking for advice, but not that advice, mate. Yeah.
No, I'm always keen to hear a demo though. If you want to flick it through, you want to fucking
fuck yeah,
definitely good having a little network and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, man, 100%. Yeah, it's because I send a lot of stuff to the dudes from Out of Mods because they're just fucking legends, and I love bouncing shit off them. And
I'm gonna have to get to know those dudes.
Yeah, but it's just them pretty much the only guys I sent to because I feel like I don't want to annoy people. I sent some stuff to Josh Ang and he gave me some feedback, and then another. Carnifex? Yeah, I sent them to their guitarist as well.
They're pretty big, Carnifex.
Yeah, they're huge.
I used to wear one of their hats back in the day.
Yeah, they're fucking huge. They because their guitarist Neil, he's endorsed by Ormsby Guitars as well as me. So when they toured and came over to Perth, he went to the Ormsby workshop, and I just went down there and met him. And then we went out for dinner and drinks, and then me and him get along famously now. And then I'm going to the US next week. I'm going to LA. Yeah, so catch up with some of them there and catch up with so Dino from Fear Factory and some other people. I'm going to NAM. I don't know if you know what NAM is.
Nah.
Why does no cunt know it?
Yeah, it's like Glastonbury in Europe.
It's not Vietnam.
Yeah, no, it's exactly what I thought. I was like, nah,
you're gonna get a scooter and
brother.
Get a scooter and tour around. Nah, it's the North American Music Merchants or something. It's in LA. It's
right.
It's like this massive trade show, basically, for music. So all the biggest names and biggest companies like Marshall and Gibson and Hornsby and
Ibanez. About it. I don't touch any of that gear.
Oh yeah. That's fair enough. Being a vocalist, you only use a mic. You're probably not going to be. Yeah. Ethan would fucking know 100%, about it.
100%. He knows everything.
And I think I'm the wrong person to be going there because I don't know much about gear and I don't geek out on gear too much.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I'm going to be exposed to so much of the most cutting edge, fucking coolest shit.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna be like, oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Whereas like,
smile and nod, brother.
Yeah. Whereas like someone like Ethan would probably just be like, fucking lose his fucking mind.
Yeah. That's cool though. Good for you. Like getting over there.
Yeah, it'd be good to just meet some different people and and I'm going on some dude's podcast in LA over there, so that's cool.
Yeah.
And
Clash of the podcasts.
Yeah. No, it should just be cool. Just it's not like obviously not a band thing. So, but I don't want to go over there and be like, "Hey, I'm in a band. Listen to my band." But it's more like just for me. I just want to kind of network and get to know people and
and also being around like bigger people. Like some people can't hack it. Like some people get around a band member who's like quite big and they just don't know how to act.
I fucking love you and shit.
And just start punishing and.
I've been around some bands. Or you would have been around a lot of big bands as well. I remember years ago, I was at the Rocket Room. I think it's something else now. I think it's like a strip club or fucking something else now. Yeah. But it used to be like I think it. Don't quote me. I think it was like just like a metal club or something like that.
Yeah.
And I went there. You know, Machine Head.
Yeah.
Went there with them and because I've known them for years, and their singer Rob Flynn is pretty big is before your generation probably. My generation's really really popular guy, and someone saw him in there and then come over and then spilt their pint all over him. And then he's just like ruined the night. And then it's like, man, fucking love you. Sorry about spilling my beer. I fucking I love you so much.
Yeah.
And then it's just
disgusting.
like, man, just fucking
disgusting.
Dude, read the room. Like, it's just like, don't get me wrong. When I see him, I'm like geeking out and like I'm fucking like fanboying. I'm like, oh my god, fucking, because he's my fucking metal hero. But it's like thankfully I didn't ever do that. I was probably more shy to do that. I was probably like, oh, here you go, man, like because I was shy. More than like, oh, fucking in his face, like. Oh, fucking I'll suck your dick, fucking. You
just got to treat him as a person because they're a person.
That's exactly right. Because you've met a lot of big bands and stuff and played with them, so you'd know that they're just same as you and me.
Yeah,
they really are. They're just instead of going to work. That's right. Instead of going to work every day, they're doing that for a job. Yeah. And so it's just exactly the same.
Yeah, the punishing shit I've seen is like when an international band will come over and it'll only be like the one international band, so they need to fill the bill with local bands. Yeah. And so the local bands are on there and they're in the same green room as like a bigger band and they're just up there just like, oh, bro, we should tour. Like,
imagine how much them bands hear that too.
Oh,
they're probably
bro.
just like, oh, fuck's sake.
And that's going to solidify the fact that you're not going to tour with them because they're just like, fuck these fucking...
Yeah, well, so I'm going to hear this on tour.
Yeah.
Not only am I going to hear it tonight, but now I'm going to hear it for like a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
straight.
No shit. Like, no, it's the worst.
Do you see how some bands will, when they're playing shows locally, sometimes they won't even mingle with the bands that are playing because they just avoid them because they're just like, we're just playing the gig. We don't want to be annoyed.
Yeah.
Because people might go, oh, that's a bit fucking shit. But it's like, but man, sympathise with them. Put yourself in their shoes. Imagine being fucking annoyed by heaps of shit little bands.
Yeah, and just like for the touring bands, it's like they're meeting new people every single day, and they know they're not going to fucking remember them or like see them.
And they're going to be nice to you. So to everyone, they've already spoken to 100 people, and 100 people think they're going to play a show with them again or something.
Yeah,
because they're just being nice.
Yeah, exactly.
If you go, oh, can we play another show with you? You're not going to go, nah, man.
Yeah,
You know?
it's just a lack of self-awareness from a lot of people when it
Yeah.
comes to people that have a little bit of success, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, grow up.
Yeah. So you don't play any instrument. You never have, eh?
I bought a bass guitar, played it for about 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and that was it.
I don't think it'd suit you, man.
No, definitely
offense,
don't
but
have a
I just think
instrument personality.
I'm trying to imagine you with a guitar on.
Nah,
So it's
fuck
like,
no.
nah, man.
No, you can't
belong
Billy walk with a
fucking-
guitar. Yeah, no.
But so is there any kind of? Oh, I guess you're having that meeting this Arvo to work out time frames.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the first quarter of this year we'll start getting the
Yeah.
wheels moving, and then after that it's global domination. So
Yeah.
see us at the top.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, you gotta have that attitude, don't you? You
Yeah,
know,
nah.
the winning attitude.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you want to get out there? I wanted to ask you, what do you listen to at the moment? Apart from drum and bass, or what's something familiar that I'd probably know?
This week I've been going back through bands I listened to when I was 15. So it's funny you asked me this.
Nostalgia trip.
Yeah, just all the bands that were like popping and like current, but like not massive bands like Sworn In. Listen to the Death Card, which was like one of my favorite records for years. Super edgy, doesn't overly translate to today, but some of the riffs, vocal phrasing, they were proper pioneers back then. It's been good listening to them again. The Acacia Strain, they were always like a big band for me, like proper mosh kind of, and they've been around for years. They're playing Perth next week. They're in Australia at the minute.
Is their vocalist, is he in Bad Wolves or something now? Is that guy?
Not that I know of.
Oh.
No,
I might be thinking of someone else.
Vincent Bennett's his name.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I think of someone else.
But yeah, listen to some old Acacia Strain. But what do I listen to? Honestly, drum and bass. It's pretty heavy on the drum and bass, and then like but you'll see why in a minute. I'll show you. I'm always there, just like mixing it up, and but yeah, you do need those palate cleansers. So I'll listen to some soft shit like Billie Eilish and Lana Del Rey, just to cleanse the palate, because it's either
Lana Del Rey's good.
Yeah, she's very good. But yeah, just got some like soft shit, just so like because it's either drum and bass or metal, and they're pretty abrasive genres, like high energy, like
you need something to
just like kind of switch off to it. But then also just other styles of electronic music and there is a fair bit of crossover, like they'll use heavy vocals and guitars and breakdowns and stuff, and just kind of sampling a bunch of different genres and seeing what we can chuck into the next like record we do, because I'm pretty keen to write, like just continue on and keep evolving, and
you kind of got to now. You got to continue to have content, kind of
100%. So
10 songs, that's a fucking lot of songs these days.
Yeah, well, there's no
It's good though. It's good.
It's just a full-size record. We did have 11. One got chopped. We had a few other demos that didn't make it, like just standard album things. But we didn't want to have like proper interlude songs. Like each song is like a proper song, but it does still have ebbs and flows. Like it'll get softer at certain points. And just so like what I like in an album is and this has always been albums I've gravitated towards were albums that you can listen to it once and you can differentiate each song. You can be like, that's the song that did this, that's the song that did that. Yeah. And so you kind of want to go and listen to the album again. Like there's some albums, and some people like it, it's not for me, but where each song is just meat and potatoes, riffs, drums.
I know what you mean. That's not my thing either.
Just like eating bread. Like the whole time, like you want a meal, like
eating bread.
Yeah, or just like just the meat. Like that's all you're eating is meat, and it's like, fuck, give me some potatoes or something. Like give us something else, Yeah. So like, Hybrid Theory was an album, like the first album that I was like, whoa. But that
I'll still listen to that.
Yeah,
man.
dude, it holds up. It fucking rips.
That's definitely one of the best albums ever written.
Straight up.
Sure. I don't think many people would dispute that either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And if they do,
fuck them. They should
they
fucking
need a
slash their
backhand.
tyres.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
But yeah. Needs a few sounds in there to be enjoyable.
That some of your stuff, you've got a bit of a kind of rap kind of thing going on, don't you?
I don't like to call it rap. I suppose I do.
You got
Fracture.
that flowy kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where do you get that from?
Just drum and bass MCs. Like,
okay.
Yeah, like the MCs, the Stees are the vocalists. Like, yeah.
I never knew they did that.
Yeah, so you've got, they've got like, MCs with some DJs, and it's not about the MC though. It's about the DJ still, but the MC is kind of like the conduit between like the crowd and the DJ. So they're like doing all the hypey stuff and. Oh
yeah, righto. It's almost like a commentator.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, just gets the crowd involved. Like, so
coming up is no,
not really like interlude, but they're basically rapping, but it's just like a different style, you know.
Yeah.
Different steez to it.
It's hyping people up.
Yeah, and fucking just getting the crowd involved, but tastefully. It's like cool. But that's what frontmen need to do. Like, they need to take a bit more inspiration. There's so many bands that like they'll play a song and then the song will stop. And I've been guilty of this for years. And I'll be like, thanks to this person for putting on the show. Thanks to these bands for playing the show. We've got merch up the back. This one is called, and like that's like and then like it'll get to a breakdown. It's like, fucking kill someone. Like,
I'd be like, I'd be like that, because I'd be like, I wouldn't think of something to say. Then after, you'd see me on stage, I'd be held preoccupied because I'd be thinking, fuck, I should have said this or said that.
Yeah, well, it just comes down to like taking inspiration from other genres in all facets of your band. Like when it comes to fronting, like
some people are natural, they got the charisma, they like, fucking, you know what I mean?
Work on it. Like, you should see. There's a clip of our first show when I was 15. Just a nervous wreck, bro. Like couldn't command the crowd.
Thanks and stuff.
Straight up. And like for years, I was just like seeing other bands and just fucking regurgitating kind of what they did. It's not until the last handful of shows, like as an adult, that I've like actually found who I am as a frontman, you know, and that's why I'm just so ambitious and so keen to get this record out, because it's like I've found my feet. Like I'm an adult now. Like I know what I want to do.
There's no restrictions on you, like, I'm too young, I don't have a license or this or that.
Yeah, but I'm just confident in my personality now. I'm not I'm not just seeing other bands and like trying to mirror people. I'm like my own person.
Running your own race.
Yeah. And
that's good.
I'm different to people, so because I do take inspiration from a lot of different things.
Yeah,
so,
that's good, man.
Yeah, keen to get it out there. If people like it, they like it. If people don't, fuck yeah.
Yeah, as long as you like it though. It's the main thing, as long as you're happy.
Yeah, and I do. Yeah, it's what it's all about.
Yeah. Oh man, it's an hour and a half there. So.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, flew by. Let's do it again.
Yeah, for sure, man. Definitely. Once you drop it, we'll have another yarn or something. And,
always keen to come and hang out, mate.
Yeah, I'd be keen to get Ethan on here too.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, for sure.
Hit him up for me.
I'll see him today. I'll tell him you want him on.
Yeah, cool, man.
Yeah, he'll have a different story for you because he like joined halfway, sort of thing. So yeah, and you can
good
nerd out.
Perspective.
You can nerd out about shit. So
guitars and stuff.
Synths.
Good on you, man. Thanks for coming. I really
cheers, happy, bro.
appreciate it.
No, for sure. Nice one.
Yeah, thanks, man.